the relationships between men and women better now or 20 years ago?
Definitely better now. I mean, I don't know. Well, I'm just saying, like, from a historic perspective, women have more rights.
No, the relationships between men and women.
Oh, like whether the like relationships between men and women are more toxic now? I don't think so. I think like just toxic people have a bigger platform right now. You know, with social media, like all of these influencers, like if you're an influencer, like I think there's a higher probability that you're a toxic person. Because like you want to make money off of people looking at you. So those are the people we're seeing the most. Like those are the ones we're seeing on Instagram every day. But I don't think that's like the true sample of like what women are like. Like that one woman you always show who's like, I don't like coffee. Like she's an influencer. Like that's not an average. That's not a normal person. Like obviously there's something wrong with her. Like, but there's not something wrong with all women.
Yeah, your
because,
average person.
Influencers are toxic.
Yeah, there's definitely like a hate economy going on when it comes to social media, which is like the cognitive dissonance of like somebody being like, I hate this motherfucker. And it's like you're fucking lying in their pockets by watching their videos, you know? And that's the thing. It's like people will literally do shit just to piss you off. Like even if they don't believe it, you know? Like I've seen TikTok videos or where people are renovating houses and I watch like HGTV shows. I like that shit, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, it pisses me off because I'm like, they fucking ruined that beautiful staircase. And, you know, like, and it's like, well, I'm fucking buying in, man. They got me. They fucking
You're
got
watching
me.
till the end. What else are
I
they gonna
just
fuck
paid
up?
for that renovation by watching their fucking advertisements, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. It's just like, so there's such a fucking divide.
Yeah.
You know, what's profitable? People are able to profit off of other people's anger.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's disgusting. But it's also not new. Yeah. It's just in a new form, you know.
Yeah, no.
People what they say about Howard Stern, it's like people tuned in to hate him, you know.
Or Jerry Springer.
Right? Anything, you know, fucking Morton Downey Jr., all that shit, you know.
Now, I want to ask you a follow-up question before we continue with the panel, because you mentioned something that you were getting rid of your toxic masculinity. What is toxic masculinity to you?
I think most masculinity is toxic, you know?
Really? Okay. How do you
even
mean?
In like a negative thing. Like it doesn't have to be outwardly toxic, but like, yeah, that whole thing about not being able to share your emotions, fucking, you know, just not being able to express, like anger is like the only emotion that a man should feels in this, maybe not in this day and age, but feels comfortable expressing. And it's just like, you're not able to express sadness or disappointment. It's just like, that's what's such a confusing time. It's like, at least where I grew up, you know, I grew up with a single mom, right? And then every other man in my life, boyfriends, friends of boyfriends of my mom, you know what I mean? It's like everybody was teaching me to be a man and they were all fucking losers. You know what I'm saying? It's like you need to be able to express pain and anguish. You need to be able to vent. You can't just always find a solution, you know? Like, so that's what I'm saying is like, just people are, you know, I feel like I'm not expressing myself right, but it's just like, I feel like masculinity is just inherently toxic, you know? It's, I don't know. I feel like I'm not expressing myself.
No. I think you're doing a great job, and I'll touch
like
on
obviously outward toxic masculinity is a problem, but like a lot of the negativity I have towards myself is because I'm trying to live up to this ideal of what it means to be a man, and it hurts, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably going to be very confusing. It's going to be very hard to live up to the expectation of what it means to be a man.
Because nobody knows anymore.
No. If the expectation of what it means to be a man is told by women.
Right.
You know, like, because I don't think on the other foot you would have, you know, like, women would take too kindly to, this is what a woman, you know, like, should act like.
A real woman.
You know, like, or a real woman that's not, you know, feminine, that's not, that doesn't have toxic femininity from men, right? Because what the fuck would men know about being women? Mm-hmm. And on the opposite end, what would women know about being a man, right? Like, and to the earlier point that you were mentioning, right? Like about, I do think that it's important to, like, be vulnerable just for people, right? And be able to connect with your emotions, right? And if we're this animal that's supposed to be in balance, or it's the same overall. And you mentioned, Emily, earlier that sometimes you just want to like vent and and vent about it and just feel poorly. Then wouldn't the opposite side of the coin of the balance being having a more stoic kind of attitude to balance out that? Because let's say war breaks out or strife, or there is a dangerous event, right? Like somebody breaks into your house. Do you want somebody that is fully connected to their feelings about what's happening there, or somebody that's willing to be stoic about it and solution for a potential threat on the other side?
It's good. That's an interesting point. I do think you can be both. Like you can. I'm still 6'2". You know what I mean? Like,
So
yeah. If somebody
I don't
broke
think
into my
all
house, I would-
masculinity is inherently toxic, like you said. Like there are traits of masculinity that are toxic, like violence or aggression, competition, that type of shit. But like,
By the way, you're the one that you say you punched a guy in the face, right?
yeah,
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
yeah, I am quite comfortable in my masculinity, obviously. But like, just I don't know, having shoulders, that's not toxic. So like,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, being strong or
That's a good point.
stoic
Chasing women.
isn't necessarily, if you're being stoicism is okay as long as it's not like withholding or stonewalling or like done with a manipulative purpose. Like if you're just stoic because you don't let shit bother you, that's cool. But
Yeah. Because
if you're
otherwise
just
it's
faking
it's-
it,
Honestly,
then-
when I vent to someone, I don't want them to be like as hyped up as me. Like, I'd
then you'd be like, calm down.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I'm supposed to be the crazy one right
And
now.
another thing about that guy.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. Like, okay, weird. Chill out.
That's funny. I end up being that person. Like, I'm pissed too, and then
Yeah.
they'll be
I'm
like,
like-
maybe I'm not mad.
And then they start defending him.
I'm like, okay.
He's not that bad of a guy, actually.
Yeah. It's actually kind of nice. He brought
This is
me-
about me, my crazy right now.
Yeah.
All right.
He bought my lunch the other day. He's kind of nice.